Hi, my name's Erica and welcome to my channel. Oh my goodness, excuse me, sir. Sorry, I've got kitty cats running amok. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Please, come here. I've got a little mischievous boy. Say hi. Mwah. All right, bye. In today's video, I'm going to be challenging myself to make all 40 plushies from Crochet by Genna's newest No-Sew Mini Amigurumi book. I feel like I might be drastically underestimating just how long this is gonna take, but we're gonna time me and see how long each plushie takes to make and how long ultimately it takes to get through all 40 of the patterns. This will be a two-part series. In this first video, we're going to be making the plushies together, and then I'll do like a mini book review at the end. And then in the second video, we're going to take all of those plushies to a crochet market, and we're going to see what sells, what doesn't, and then ultimately how much money I made from the plushies that we crocheted in this video together. So if that sounds like fun, then stay tuned and let's jump right in. If you're here on YouTube and you love crochet and amigurumi, there's a very, very slim chance you don't know who Genna is, but in case that is the way it is for you, I'll give a little bit of background on her very briefly. So Genna Tatu is the creator behind Crochet by Genna, the YouTube channel, and her channel is filled with tons of tutorials. She does a lot of like studio vlogs where she takes you through the process of making things, and I, in my mind, would call her like the queen of amigurumi. She was the person that I found and was really inspired by early on in my crochet journey, as well as YouTube journey here. I find it really inspiring that she has actually come out with her own book. One thing I really admire about her is she's always really pushing herself. She owned multiple small businesses in the past and really found herself loving the crochet business that she's developed, and I just think that is so awesome that she came out with her own physical book, something so many people want to do but so few actually execute. So yeah, I just think it's really inspiring and amazing that she did this, and I cannot wait to make some of these patterns. I know that they're going to be great. I've purchased her patterns previously as like PDFs, and I just cannot wait to crack this open. Before we get into it, I promise I will stop talking in a second and we will crochet. I want to lay some ground rules. So the first rule is the timer starts and stops when I start crocheting. This is not going to be one of those videos where I crochet through the night into the wee hours of the morning. I will not be doing that. I will be sleeping, eating, showering, doing all the normal things. I will just start and stop the timer when I am actually crocheting or when I am not. Also, will not be going in chronological order in the book, just in case you were wondering. The way that this book is sectioned off, she has like on land, on the sea, things to eat. I don't want to do any one category straight through. I feel like I will get bored and it's gonna make it a little challenging to track what's done and what's not, but to me it's worth it because I don't know. I just don't want to make all of them at once. I want to go through randomly and choose what I want to make, even if it's inefficient. So the last thing is I will stop to show each plushie. I'm not going to show the process behind making each plushie because this video will be like 5 years long, but I will show you each plushie as it gets done. Okay, that's it. Let's start crocheting. Oh, look at him. So cute. Hi. Okay, I'm gonna get started now. So I've decided on what patterns I'm gonna make. I'm gonna start with this macaron. I want to get like one quick win under my belt. Well, I'm 32 minutes in. I've already made a mistake. I don't know what happened, but I added an extra round on the macaron, and this was supposed to be the one that got the wind under my wings, and it's not so far. So I'm gonna tear this back. I am gonna count this as part of my time, and then this is gonna take me a lot longer to make than I would have hoped. But probably if I hadn't messed up, I'm just about done, so it would have been about a 30-minute project, but we are gonna add this time to the total, unfortunately. Okay, I'm in better spirits now. I finished this in 53 minutes and 8 seconds, and here's the little macaron. This is number 1. I think it's really, really cute. I am laughing at myself because having this timer on was making me so nervous. Like, I feel like if I was just relaxing and going with it, like crocheting as I usually do, this mistake probably wouldn't have happened because this is a super beginner friendly pattern, but like having the time going off next to me was freaking me out, and I was like, I gotta move fast. So This is the first one. I think it's really cute. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Let's see. So funny, the macaron was supposed to be the one that got the wind under my wings, and it totally deflated my wings. It chopped my wings right off. So this is the next one I'm gonna do. It's this cute little whale, and I think I'm gonna do it in this like new color from Parfait Chunky and a white. All right, I finished making the whale. This is how he turned out. He's so cute. These patterns are really, really well written and very easy to follow if you're not rushing through them like I was on the macaron. This one took me 53 minutes and 50 seconds, and that included embroidering on the face. This one did go a lot more smoothly than my macaron, and I had to put the little blush on at the end because I just think it makes it complete. So right now we're almost at 2 hours for just 2 of these. So in order to get all of them done, if I were to go at this rate, I would have to do like 1 full work week, like 40 hours just to get all of these done. And my ambitious brain really thought I could get these done over the weekend. So we'll just see how this all goes. But I will check back in when I've made a few more of these. Come here. So I've worked up quite a few patterns since yesterday, and I wanted to show you where I'm at. So I finished this ladybug yesterday, and this took me 36 minutes and 6 seconds. It turned out really cute. I love the details on the back. Then I did this bumblebee, which took me 39 minutes and 9 seconds. Also really cute and chunky. I worked up this dinosaur, which is my favorite pattern that I have made so far, and I loved not having to sew in the limbs. That was awesome. This took me 1 hour and 18 minutes, and then lastly, I have the frog that I worked up, and this took me 39 minutes and 30 seconds. He came out kind of wonky, but I think it might just be how he's supposed to look, actually. And I'm noticing that something super smart that Genna is doing is she's using the same base pattern for a lot of her other patterns. So for the dinosaur, for instance, I think this is the same pattern that she uses for the dragon. She just adds some additional details, but I feel like we're making good progress. I did actually sign up for a market on March 1st. Today is February 21st, so we have a little bit of time to get all 40 of these done. I was very optimistic, I guess delusional really, about how long this would take me, but I definitely think I can get it done by March 1st. It is good for me to have a deadline though, and something that we're actually working towards, and then we can see how many of these guys sell. Hello, it is the next day, and I've gotten 2 more plushies done since I checked in last night. I worked up this gummy bear this morning before I went to a workout class, and this took me 39 minutes and 34 seconds. I did mess up on this one though, so I think I could have made this one in like 35 minutes if I didn't make that mistake. And then this one I just got done with. This is the giraffe. Now, it turned out so adorable. I love the way it looks. It took me 1 hour and 32 minutes to make though. Just the color changing, the multiple bobble stitches. It turned out so cute, but it was a lot of work. And it came out really small, which they all are minis, so that's what I expected. But I'm just looking at this wondering, am I going to be able to sell this for a reasonable price based on how long it took me, just with how small it is? I don't know how I'm going to price it quite yet, but I will see what it sells for before I say whether I think it was market friendly or not. I am going to change my strategy a little bit. So when I first started, I said I'm just going to make whatever I want. But I am wanting to kick this challenge into high gear now, and I'm going to try to get a little more efficient. So I think what I'm going to do is start making the next pattern based off of the colors that I already have out, which is not counting as part of the time of crocheting, but it is taking me time to do. So for instance, I have the brown out because I just made the giraffe. I'm going to make the capybara, and also I might make ones that are like similar to each other. So like this was like the frog, and I just made the frog, so I knew the pattern already kind of and was able to get through it a little bit quicker. So I'm going to try to implement some of those things for efficiencies, and we'll see how that goes. I do want to work on a few small ones. My goal is to get 3 more of these done today. I'm trying to get about 5 of them done each day, and then I'll be able to be finished in, let's see, I'm 10 out of 40 right now, so that would be 30 divided by, it would take me 6 more days. I have the market on March 1st, so I've got plenty of time, but like in my head, I want this done sooner. So It's an arbitrary deadline put forth by me, but it's what I'm stretching to do. But even if I got it done in 6 days, I'd be pretty happy with that. Okay, I changed my mind. I cannot bring myself to make what I don't want to make. I feel like my first strategy was the right one of making what it is that is exciting to me, because I'm already feeling a little bit burnt out. So much for the efficiency. I'm just gonna continue with the strategy as it was. I pulled open the capybara and I had paged past the turtle, and I'm like, ooh, I really want to make the turtle. And I'm like, okay, it's gonna take you 2 seconds to get the yarn out to make the turtle. So I'm just gonna continue with the strategy I was already doing, in case you cared. Okay, I'll be back. Hello, I am in a different location. I had to take a break from sitting at my desk. It was starting to hurt my back, but I am like laughing at the angle because it kind of looks like I am the grandparents from like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know how there's like 4 of them in one bed? I feel like I look like that right now with how upright I'm sitting, but this is how I'm sitting when I'm crocheting, so don't make fun of me. I have my laptop and I'm just watching YouTube and crocheting, but I've made a couple more plushies since I last checked in, so I wanted to show you what I've made. I made this turtle since we last talked, and this one came out really, really cute. It did take me an hour and 16 minutes for this little guy. After I finished the head and I saw how big the body was turning out to be, I actually went back and redid the head. I added a couple extra rows, so I adapted the pattern because I wanted it to be bigger. I don't know why mine looked so little. I love Crochet by Genna's original turtle patterns, and this one was just like that, but no sew. I did have to reinforce the head here because sometimes with no-sew patterns, the limbs can be a little bit floppy, and so with the head having more stuffing, it was flopping around a little more than I liked, so I did reinforce that. Next, I worked on this little platypus, and this came out so cute. This was, I think, one of the easiest ones that I've worked on so far. It took me 27 minutes and 8 seconds, and I was just really pleased with how this one worked up until I put the eyes in. And it's kind of hard to see on camera, but yeah, you can tell. The eyes are crooked. I was not very happy with myself, but I have found that people do love those little imperfections in your crochet creations at market, so I'm still going to take it to the market and see if it sells. And then lastly, I made this capybara, which I said this was the easiest one. This one actually did go, well, caveat. This one went the best, but I messed up. So this took 37 minutes and 50 seconds, including embroidering on the face details, which I think is such a cute touch. It looks like it's sleeping. I am realizing how often I actually screw up patterns, and I don't know if it's because I'm rushing or if it's because I'm actually timing myself, that I'm just really noticing how frequently I mess this up. Like, I only did one single crochet round, and so it was super smushed instead of being long. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting seeing all my hiccups and actually taking record of it. I still have a lot of plushies to make, so I'm going to continue working on it tonight in my little Charlie and the Chocolate Factory bed, and I might do one more tonight and then work on them tomorrow. Hi! I am losing my mind. Slowly but surely, I am losing my mind. So I've definitely hit a bit of a low point in the challenge. I finished my jellyfish last night. This took me 47 minutes, 30 seconds, just about. This went swimmingly, pun intended, I guess, but it went well. There weren't really any hiccups, and I loved the pattern. The one I worked on this morning is another story. And I just want to say, any of my complaints do not apply to this book or the patterns. The patterns have been amazing. This is all on me. And it's all caused by myself and my mental view of this challenge and how quickly I'm trying to get things done. It's super silly because it's like, it's all self-set, but I don't know what's going on. So this little bunny took me 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it is so cute. Like, it looks like a Beanie Baby. I am really, really happy with how it turned out, but oh my gosh. I messed up. I had to do surgery. It came out really short, and the reason is because I stopped using my stitch counter, and this is, or my row counter, and this is something that is a must use for me. And it's so funny, just by having a timer on, I am completely throwing the fundamentals out of the room. I am just like a mad woman trying to get through it, and I'm being even more inefficient. So I'm definitely laughing at myself because it's funny. Like, what am I doing? Anyway, I know I could have waited until I'm like calm and I'm like, hey guys, everything's going well. This one took me a little long because there was a goof, but no, I wanted to put this in because it's authentic. It's what's happening. Crochet can be so frustrating sometimes, and again, not because of the pattern, completely my fault, but I'm gonna just woosah, take a deep breath. I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna crochet like I know how to crochet, and I'm going to continue to stick to the fundamentals that help me keep track of things, and we will just get this video done when it gets done. I think last night I left off saying I'm not gonna rush, and then this morning I rushed. So that's funny, isn't it? Like, funny? Really though, I'm gonna try to get quite a few more done today. This is day 4 of working on this challenge, and I want to continue to just make some good progress and hopefully just take my time on these upcoming patterns, stick to the fundamentals, and get this done. So I'll check back in soon, but not too soon. I don't want to keep checking in after like 3 or 4 plushies. I'm gonna try to get a bigger batch done because I feel like this video is getting very long. And then we'll talk about things again at some point. Okay, I was just kidding. I am back. My spirits are lifted again because I finished this teddy bear in 55 minutes and 19 seconds. And I just wanted to share that because these two are very similar patterns. Of course, I learned a little bit more by making this one the first time through, but not to the point where I should have been 2 times faster. And so all this to say, don't be like me. Use one of these. I don't know why I didn't do that from the beginning. Honestly, the ones that I had found were dead, and even though I just bought them, and so I was like, I'll just count in my head. Grave mistake. Then I just took literally 2 more seconds to look, and I found one with batteries. So I just wanted to share how insane that is, and to just show that when you have the right tools, it makes such a world of difference. If you don't use a row counter, highly recommend. Okay, now I will really be back after I do like 10 or so of these plushies, and I won't be checking in for a little while. Okay, feeling better though. Bye. Hi, it is Tuesday. Remember how I said I wanted to crochet a big batch of plushies before I checked in? Well, that I did do, clearly. Since I last checked in Sunday afternoon, I got through 13 plushies. I had a couple days to work on this. I've been crocheting into the wee hours of the night. I am definitely prioritizing this challenge above my sleep a little bit right now, as one must. But let's look over all of the different plushies that I made, and I'll tell you how long each took. So first we have this mushroom, and this took me 41 minutes and 4 seconds. It took me a little bit longer than I would have expected, honestly, just for that little guy, but it did turn out adorable. Then we have this fox, and the fox took me a total of 1 hour and 12 minutes. By the way, when I grand tally everything up, unfortunately, I forgot to write down the amount of seconds anytime I went over 1 hour. So it's gonna be pretty close, but not precise. I hope nobody's upset about that. I'm getting much faster at these little guys, like this pattern. I also made this axolotl, which took me 46 minutes and 4 seconds. And then the snake I made using the Premier Parfait Chunky New Color in Goblin. This took me 36 minutes and 4 seconds. So this was one of the quicker ones. I love the green. It looks like a little garden snake. Then I made a cookie, which also turned out super cute, and I didn't overstuff it so that way it could stay kind of flat. This took me 37 minutes, 14 seconds. Then I made the pig. This one was actually under an hour. It took me 57 minutes and 46 seconds. Then we have this little mouse, which turned, oh, that's the wrong way. We have this little mouse and he turned out so cute and just little. And for this one, I did use Joann's Posh yarn versus the rest being Premier Parfait Chunky. I didn't have like this gray or brown color. This little mouse took me 27 minutes and 59 seconds and just came out so cute. Then we have the guinea pig here, and then this little guy took me 31 minutes and 34 seconds, and I thought it was interesting how for this one we didn't use bobble stitches. We used a different method for the legs, but loved it nonetheless. Next I made this cow, and the cow took me 1 hour and 6 seconds, which I was pretty impressed with, even with those color changes. And I ended up doing like a classic cow instead of the brown one that she had in the book, and I love, love, love how it turned out. Then I have this pepper that I made. This was the fastest one and kind of a nice break in all of the longer projects that I was working on. This one took 23 minutes and 12 seconds. This one is one of my favorites. It's a birthday cake, and it took an hour and 5 minutes, which to me is worth it. I mean, this is so cute and detailed. You could just see all of the bobble stitches I had to do, but so worth it. Adorable, and would be such a great present for somebody whose birthday is coming up. And then I have the opossum, which is even smaller than the mouse. And it actually took me 30 minutes and 31 seconds, but so cute. I've heard great things about opossums selling at markets as of late, so I can't wait to see if that one sells. And then I have the Triceratops. I made it in this beautiful teal color, and this took me 1 hour and 9 minutes, which I was pretty pleased with. I'm feeling like a bit of a machine now that I've been doing this repeatedly. I kind of know what to do, which is really nice. And then I have this goldfish. This one took me 45 minutes and 29 seconds, and I love this one so much. It looks like the goldfish on the snack box. So those are all of the plushies that I've made since Sunday. I'm really hoping I can have this done within the next 2 days. That would put me on pace for 5 per day, like I said a few days ago. I think I'm gonna do a similar process and check in like this one, where I'm gonna batch make a bunch of them and then check in, so that this video again is not 500 years long. Just a quick check-in with how my body is feeling. I'm definitely feeling it a little bit in my wrists, my forearms, my shoulders. This is not how I encourage people to crochet. Doing long sessions without breaks, but I've been trying to take breaks, but I've definitely been prioritizing crochet a little bit more than usual. I'm doing like stretching, Theragun, all that good stuff, but still, I've only got 2 more days of this. So yeah, I will check back in 2 days, and we'll wrap this video up before we go to our market together. Hello, it is Friday. I'm officially done with the challenge, thank goodness. I actually finished late last night on Thursday evening, but I tried to film the end here and I had no energy. I was absolutely drained, and I wanted to wrap up this challenge in the way that we started, with some good energy versus just being so tired. I was like, get my hook away from me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to touch it, at least for like 3 days, maybe longer. I need to take a break. But before we wrap up with all of the plushies and my final thoughts on the book, the challenge, I want to show you what I did make in last night's batch and how long that took me to make. So we had the caterpillar right here, and this took me 54 minutes and 0 seconds, right on the dot. Then we have the ice cream cone. This took me 27 minutes, 46 seconds. The drumstick took 37 minutes and 6 seconds. Panda bear took me 1 hour, 25 minutes. Sushi was the quickest one. It was only 15 minutes and 11 seconds and turned out really cute. I did flatten it with some yarn, running it through to the bottom because it wasn't staying flat. This lizard, I love. Look at the little arms. They're so cute. And it took me 41 minutes and 35 seconds to make. This dog looks like a little pug, and it took me 1 hour and 9 minutes to make. And then the raccoon, I ended up having to use Bernat blanket yarn, but I love how chunky it turned out, so I would probably do that and use that for more of the plushies again at some point in the future. Here's the size differential between Bernat blanket and Parfait Chunky. It took me 1 hour and 11 minutes. The duck took an hour and 5 minutes, and then lastly we had the dragon, which took an hour and 31 minutes. So I want to show you everything all together, and then I'll wrap up with my final thoughts on everything we did in this video. Here they all are. Oh my gosh, seeing all 40 of them all together is so cool. I'm really proud. This is what I was waiting for. This is that moment. So wrapping up with my final thoughts, first we'll talk about the book. So this book, so worth the $22 or whatever cost it is on Amazon or Barnes & Noble that you get it for. Like I said, the value initially already was amazing, but as I actually made all of the patterns, all 40 of the patterns, I can confidently say this book is well worth the money. Genna, in the off chance that you do see this video, amazing work. I truly, genuinely give this book 5 out of 5 stars. Loved every pattern. There was not one pattern that I did not love. Maybe not making all 40 at once, but every single pattern was amazing. She never advertises this as a market prep book either. It's just a no-sew book. So me taking them to the market is just something I thought would be fun to do on my own accord. But I do think that there are some patterns in here that are super market prep friendly that will become staples for me in my markets to come. Now the challenge. How did I feel about the challenge? Well, I don't know that I will do that again at any point in the near future. I will be honest, I was so burnt out. Like, after probably 10 plushies I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? There were so many times where I wanted to quit, but I'm really glad that I didn't and I stuck with it because it's so cool to see all of them all together and to see that it took me only 34 hours and 42 minutes and 48 seconds, if you don't count the seconds I forgot to document. My body is definitely feeling those little aches, and I'm gonna be taking some time off to take care of myself, but not before I take everything to the market tomorrow and we see what sells. I am super duper excited for part 2. So if you did enjoy part 1 of this series, but you also want to see what actually sells, then stick around for part 2. My market is tomorrow, but I'll probably be dropping the video next week. If you made it till the very end, thank you so much for hanging out with me and going on this emotional roller coaster ride together. And I will see you in part 2 very, very soon. Bye!